Welcome back, guys, to episode 7. I wasn't really expecting to make any more videos for this series, but it turns out that I've had a bit more free time lately, and I've also kind of had a drive to play because it's been a while, and a lot of the problems I had with setting aside time to do voiceover stuff have been solved, so I actually can do some voiceover lines undisturbed, which is great. So I guess I'll recap a little bit. We died in the last episode. I lost a bunch of stuff, but I also unlocked pizzas, which is phenomenal because going from 3 health restore per food to 14 is just an insurmountable upgrade. So let me talk about cooking pizzas in the bandit camp. The process of cooking pizzas is actually quite simple because you just buy the pizza bases and then you pick up a cheese and tomato off the table and then cook the pizza, drop it if it's burnt, and world top. You do have to be careful about how you combine the ingredients, though, because it's very easy to accidentally eat one of the 2 ingredients. And you also have to put the tomato on first before the cheese, which sometimes messes me up. But all in all, it's an easy process considering what it yields me. As a pro tip, I found that it was much easier to select the pizza base first and then use it on tomato rather than vice versa because, first of all, it makes you fail less, and when you fail, you'll accidentally eat a tomato. And second of all, you don't have to do the right-click option, so it just saves you from having to do more clicks. After burning the first 2 pizzas I attempted to cook, my 3rd pizza was a success. And this is where the sad truth comes out, because I will be burning most of my pizzas in the near future, because the burn level, or the level that you stop burning pizzas at, is 68 cooking. So we have a long way to go till then. But there's some nice milestones along the way, like 45 cooking for meat pizzas, which are going to be pretty practical for us, actually. And even 45 cooking for anchovy pizzas, which are technically possible now that a change has come out, which I will talk about later. All in all, I'd say it probably took 10 or 15 minutes to get a full inventory of pizzas, which really isn't that bad. And I even got a cooking level out of it, out of the first batch we've done. In case you're wondering the actual numbers, pizzas give 143 XP per one cooked, whereas rat meat gave 30. So we're getting almost 5 times the XP per pizza than we would per rat meat cooked. But of course, that doesn't account for the burn rate, and we're going to be burning a lot of pizzas until we're probably like mid-50s for cooking. But it's still, I think, a better and faster training method for cooking, and we're getting practical materials out of it, so I'm really excited about that. The next thing I wanted to do, now that I had a good food source, was try and get my mithril sword back because I was missing it already. The extra max hits and accuracy rating on it is just, it's huge compared to a terrible iron scimitar. So I attempted to flinch the moss giants with melee rather than trying to do it the ranged way. And I even found a kind of a nice method of flinching. You'd basically attack twice and then go back behind the safe spot. So you take a little damage, which was fine because now I have nice food. But the kills went like twice as fast, because if you do a normal flinching method of just 1 attack and then hide for cover, the Moss Giants took like 3.5 minutes per kill. But if I did this new flinching method of 2 attacks and then hide, it's like 2 minutes per kill. So it's almost twice as fast, which is quite nice. Sadly, I didn't have as good of luck as last time, because that other time I went, it took maybe 4 kills to get 2 swords, and I already did 6 kills in this first trip. And no luck. I did get some nature runes, which we could possibly use later, but that's about it, good drop-wise. And after 6 kills, I wanted to go back and restock on pizzas, because as of right now, I didn't have a way to teleport out. So I wanted to make sure that I had some food on me. In case I got PK'd, I could possibly make it to the Wilderness Ditch. So until I have law runes to teleport with, we're probably going to be playing it safe. Heck yes, we got the Mithril Sword back. That only took about 5 kills since we came back on the second trip. And we also get 23 prayer from that big bone, so real nice. Only 2 levels to go till the next useful prayer, although not really useful for us. And additionally, from now on, I'm going to be showing an overlay of the actual stat differences when I get an upgraded item. So for example, you'll see that the Mithril Sword has 17 strength bonus, whereas the Iron Scimitar is utter trash and has 9. So it's a big upgrade, and hopefully I can get some other upgrades in the near future. Quick level up here, 36 strength, and 4 levels to go until we meet our strength goal, but I am going to be switching to the attack training because I don't want to leave such a big discrepancy between attack and strength, because attack is also quite important for damage per second output. I kind of just wanted to mess around and kill some new creatures after I got my gear back, but of course I attempt to kill an Anku and I get literally the worst drop possible, so after that I was like, I'm done. I spent 8 minutes killing this skeleton to get fishing bait, so I went to Chaos Dwarves next, because those actually have some decent item upgrades for us if I'm willing to sit there and flinch them all day. I'm kind of sad I don't have regular dwarves in the wilderness because they have a lot of good low-level bar drops, but regardless, check out what I got from this guy, a Muddy Key. If you're not aware of what this key is, it basically unlocks a chest in the lava maze that gives you some predefined loot, one of which is a mithril bar. It also gives you a mithril dagger, which isn't as good as my sword. It gives you an anchovy pizza, which is actually the best food in free-to-play in general, and it also gives you an uncut ruby, which it's useless. So really, it's not that great right now. If I get a high smithing level in the future, it might actually be useful because I can get mithril bars from it. But it's still kind of a fun novelty thing to get, even if you're not an Iron Man. Looking back on this, I have no idea why I thought it was a good idea to go to the lava maze after getting all my stuff back, because a lot of people PK at the steel plate body spawn because it's a good way to get money on like a low-level bot account, basically. So there'll be people sitting there hopping worlds trying to kill as many bots as possible. So I don't know why I thought it was good right after I died and getting all my gear back to go in and unlock a chest that really doesn't do much for me. But regardless, I did it, and it was kind of an adventure going in there. I forgot to mention there are a few rune drops you get from the Muddy Chest. So I did get a Law Rune, which is nice for teleport, but other than that, the anchovy pizza is really the only thing that was actually useful from the chest. But it's kind of fun to get that, since it's kind of a staple of the wilderness in a sense, especially for older players. But after that fun little trip, it was time to get back to the grindstone and do some smithing training. Sadly, I lost my crossbow, or I at least dropped it or something, so I had to go get that from around the boneyard or the graveyard. And I came right back here and just started shooting these guys with the crossbow to lure them over. The same strategy. It works really well because at this time I was quite low level, and it was hard for me to kind of sit there and just tank a bunch of skeletons for a while. 35 attack, that's not bad at all. 5 levels to go until I reach 40, which is one of my 3 short-term goals for this account, combat-wise. Oh yeah, bronze bar drop. I love it. I swear I get more excited to see a bronze bar drop on this account than like a rune bar drop on my main Iron Man. It's crazy how excited I get over literally the lowest tier metal drop possible. I did stay here a little bit longer, and I hope to get a second drop in one trip, but sadly that hasn't happened yet. I've only been able to get 1 bar per trip max. Now, what to make here? I'm thinking I go with the highest level thing I can smith every time, just for a maximum coolness factor. And sadly, we have to make like half a dozen more things out of bronze bars before we level up to level 4, so it's going to take a while before we get the next level. Oh, okay, beginner clues are now a thing, apparently. And I can't do any of them because I don't think there's a wilderness step for any of them, which is a shame, and I'll probably be seeing a bunch of these in the future. But we are now up to date when it comes to video clips. So a lot of the stuff I was using was old footage, but now we're using stuff from like July of 2019. So this is really exciting to finally get into new stuff. 37 attack, 3 to go. Oh yes, look at that. Mr. Will Smith has decided to join us on our adventure. And I know I complained about smithing being the longest grind earlier, but honestly, mining is going to be worse because it's totally RNG based. I can't just choose to train it. At least I can go sit there and smack skeletons with a sword for like hours at a time to get bronze bars, but there really isn't a consistent way to get mining XP until level 15. But regardless, we need about 2 more lamps after this one until level 5 mining, so making some progress. Another good level up coming in here, 38 cooking, which means we are actually halfway experience-wise to getting 45 cooking for meat pizzas. And I think this half will go a lot faster now that we don't have to cook rat meat over and over on fires, which is terrible. I am always happy to make progress towards protection prayers. 24 prayer. Oh, another bronze bar. They are just flowing in right now. I am loving this luck I'm having. I guess one of the things I am missing out on by doing free-to-play only is that I am not making anything really useful with my bars. If I was a member, I could make throwing knives, which would at least train my range a little bit. But honestly, it doesn't make a big difference now. It's only for when I actually can start smithing iron, because at that point, I will be smithing hundreds of bars in, a couple of hours. So stocking up on throwing knives would be something that's somewhat useful. As it stands, though, I have no intentions of going members on this account. I truly enjoyed the simplicity of free-to-play. I've realized something. I'm actually terrible at playing Ultimate Iron Man mode. I clog up my inventory with junk, so I'm dropping this iron axe and tinderbox because I think I could really use the space for pizza more than tools at this point. So there may be an update for a certain skill on this account. Someone in my YouTube comments told me that apparently the fishing net can now be grabbed in the wilderness, which is exciting because it's like, oh, I've actually able to fish, which means I can fish at the shrimp and anchovy spot and actually make anchovy pizzas, which are literally the best food in the game for free to play. So I could potentially have that. But I've been looking around here and I swear I haven't found it. Like, I swear it was in that little ruin just north of the anvil, but I keep looking and I just cannot see it. I'm even doing a little world hopping to just see if someone had picked it up already, but it doesn't make sense because it's not like fishing nets are super valuable and they would have bots hopping worlds to grab them. But regardless, I can't seem to find it at the moment, so maybe I'll come back, or maybe it's just moved to a completely different spot. It's not in the shop either. I kind of thought it might be here because then they wouldn't have to redo the code. They could just sell it to people who were coming by, and plus it makes sense because the fishing spots are in this bandit camp, so I thought there might be a chance it would be in the bandit camp shop, but apparently not. So I guess we'll just move on and hope that I figure out where the net is at some point. Check out this inventory. 18 pizzas and an anchovy pizza. That is quite a loadout now that I've dropped some of the useless gear. Okay, somehow I missed this level up, but we got 40 attack, and now we're going to be switching over to defense training because I am taking a lot of damage, and believe it or not, defense will increase our kills per hour just because we'll have to spend less time getting food. So it's very important to train that skill, especially with the very limited amount of armor that I have to choose from. Ooh, free food. Wait, I actually just forgot. How am I so bad at this random event? I swear I can get it only half the time. Hey, another bronze bar drop. That's always exciting to see. I think I'm going to end the video here. I made a lot of progress towards my 40 combat stats, so that's exciting, but I think I'll be saving further adventures for future episodes. Sorry for the super inconsistent uploads, and my recommendation is set your expectations very low, but hopefully I'll be able to dish out some entertaining content. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.